Welcome back to This is the Omniverse for episode 5 of season 2 of Interview with the Vampire. I will forewarn you guys, I'm a little under the weather at the moment. I don't know what it is. I feel like I got hit with the flu, a stomach bug all at the same time within the last 48 hours. But we got a schedule to keep. So we're going to be jumping right in, man. If you want to see the Pointe reaction, as always, without all the edits we got to do to get this stuff past all the YouTube stuff, check it out over on Patreon. You also get up to 4 weeks early access. We got the poll going on right now for what show is going to be taking this place. It's just a great way to support the channel, help us do things do here. But at the end of the day, really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To least if you like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really helps these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. That also out of the way, let's get ready to hop into episode 5. Here we go. Episode 12, don't be afraid. Just start the tape.
We broke into the same library every night that month. Laid our backs on long tables and stared up at the ceiling.
Hot.
Trying to remember what occupied one's time when one was ignorant of the plotting around him.
Grab that.
Santiago.
You're circling something. You're getting close to something you want distance from.
Interesting.
And the vampire of Louis' age is fighting the narcoleptic pull of the sun.
Or that.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Is this Malik?
It is, sir.
Shall we take our business to the living room?
Who are they?
They are not your concern.
Hey.
The fuck is this?
Armand rarely eats. When he does, he prefers to hunt for it.
Does Malik know he's lunch?
Malik knows if he makes it on foot to Jumeirah Mosque by evening, he'll be paid enough crypto to most anything he wants.
That's some kind of weird fucked up Squid Game.
Someone half in love with an easeful death.
Woof.
He'll have Malik begging for it in an hour. His methodology, it's never violent, I assure you.
I want to know what that is.
Follow up with the vampire Armand about diet and exercise.
What a way to put it.
Everything in its right place before the theater burns down.
God, he's like haunting it.
You stole your dad's Playboy magazine, sold them at recess.
Sorry.
He had a paper bag
Daniel.
over her head. She agreed, and you did it.
Oh, he is getting lost in it.
How long is your boyfriend's lunch again?
An hour, 2 at most.
What are you?
500 years, hundreds of thousands of kills. How often has Armand spared a life?
Yeah, he's like, what? Yeah, Interesting way to pull it back around.
Armand preserves my happiness, even when I don't or can't.
Oh.
You might prove fruitful in later times.
Okay, sure. Let's go with that. It's a fog. I mean, it's the 70s. All a blur. Woke up in a parking lot in Milwaukee once. Don't know how I got there.
What's the question, Daniel?
He wants to know what the fuck happened.
We capped to your place in Divisadero. You paid.
That's right.
Did we...
Did we what?
Does that scare you, boy?
Climb in it, close the lid, and bang? So am I the first guy that you brought back here?
The fifth.
Well, that's wholesome.
Old-timey fun from the Sasanian Empire.
Oh, wait. Oh my God. My God. Oh, and gone.
All of your slickness at the bar, all that's gone.
What do I seem like now, boy?
Maybe I could cheer you up.
Do you normally interview your subjects with your shirt off?
So, we didn't. I really thought we did.
San Francisco. Psychedelics, disco biscuits. You offered something off the menu.
It's a good way to put it.
Paris, laissez-aller sexual atmosphere was the more formative liberation for me.
I forgot to put a tape in.
Great start.
I'm a vampire.
I mean, I'm really interested to know why you.
Are those fangs?
No.
Are you the Zodiac Killer?
I guess at this time, valid question. Not that he fits any of the other information, limited as it be at the time. I kind of expected him not to be able to get the lighter to work, and Louis would have been like and did it for him. A little pyrokinesis, another demonstration.
It's on now.
Completely changed the vibe of this entire interaction.
What I remember most, other than that you were an alien 5 feet from me, murder, and you've had 13 sessions. I want 20 minutes for me.
Aww.
Stripped away his superficial charms beneath his flimsy gentleman's veneer. Vapid, vulgar, maniacal, blind, temptable.
Big time asshole.
He appeared frail and stupid to me.
This is kind of adding up with what I was saying about the way he came off the first time around versus now.
He's a faker. You figured that out. Just by then, you paid a biblical price for your first love.
That's a way to put it.
Fang thing again?
It's just so weird.
Just for reference, that was Louis to Pointe just now, making his fangs come out. Ah, shit. The tape ran out. It's just...
Goddamn technology of the time.
Watched Claudia disappear into the night.
I'm kind of with her.
All I had to do was watch the sun come up, let it bleach my bones. Putrid soul.
Are you kidding me? What, you were just gonna end it? I mean, we gotta carry all this shit, and you had to take it out, and you were just gonna throw it away?
Ooh.
I could be your Lestat, your Claudia, but better.
This, after all I've told you.
Ooh.
Know what human life is like. I mean, you've forgotten, man. I mean, you don't understand the meaning of your own story.
I can see why that got real heated real fast. I can understand the blow up.
Don't say to the person on the other end of the line, hey, why don't you cheer the fuck up? I have a surprise for you. Press pause on the betrayal of it all and listen.
God damn. What kind of magic did she pull on that shit? Ooh.
That's Armand saving me.
Once again, I'm here with mop and mindlessness to clean it up.
Oh.
I clean it up. You make the mess, and I clean it up. What if it was published?
I was having some
don't have enough
fun.
to
I was
fear
in
from
the
Paris?
middle of ending things.
You don't have enough to fear from Paris. What happened?
You're boring. Dull weeks, dull months, dull as fuck. Suffocation by the world's softest, beigest pillow. Did you want to lick my boots or chop my hands off? Is it the gremlin or the good nurse tonight?
Wow, what the fuck is this noise, man?
Oh, it's so hard to be me.
I can feel her feelings. That's how I feel. Louis the Pointe in his head.
Let's wake the boy up and let's try you. I'm the vampire Armand, and my daddy vampire grew me into a little bitch.
Oh my god!
Sister was my sister, was my throw pillow when he wouldn't look at me kindly.
Oh my god.
Lestat.
I talked shit about him the whole time. Little Wayne!
Yeah.
Our problems aren't about him.
I mean...
But it always circled back to him.
Yeah.
I loved her.
But he didn't love you. Not like he did. Not like I have.
I know! Harris. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? Can you?
Uh-oh.
She's calling me.
Wow, what a blow up.
Second door slams. Armand calls your name. Where does Armand follow you, Louis?
Rushing into the sun. Oh, God.
Door opens.
Oh, he was going up to the roof. Yeet.
You remember that?
It's almost that like he's so we don't know what happened with Claudia. We don't know what happened in Paris. We don't know what happened out of any of that. The last thing we heard about Claudia was her getting on the train, her leaving, like the night where Lestat, I presume, prevented her from coming back or from leaving. You know, forcing them to stay together when he was going to stay on that bench and concede yet again. The way that like so much of him has been stripped away, but so much of him is so vehemently, volatilely tied to Lestat, to her. And I believe he loves Armand. And I think it's one of those things where you were so spiritually entrenched in somebody in almost every facet of your being, but also so wronged that they've poisoned you forever. So much so that it poisons everything that comes after that. And Armand's trying. He's the sensible, responsible one of the two. It's kind of been in his nature in a way to be that way, as we've seen, kind of beaten and groomed into him as a way, but in just a real way that he likes to be there and to be of service and to be, as much as he hates it at times, it seems, or not hates it, but like it weighs on him too, how much he has to pick up the pieces, how much he's always cleaning up Louis's impulsive messes, how he's always trying to keep things together, hold things together, be stable. Again, the opposite of everything that came before. Like finding stability after a lifetime of instability is so difficult. It can feel, like he said, oh, you're boring. Like when the things come up, part of it's probably the drugs. Part of it's a lot of the, who knows, unresolved anger from the Lestat stuff being directed at him because he still loves him, but it's still the pain and the torment. And he's not Lestat, but he's also trying. It's just like in the attacks. Like, it's just like, I've seen and I've heard these types of interactions, man. It's like, it's this cycle of self-destruction, and it all has like a root point for a lot of people. Sometimes some people it's just like something they manifest of their own, but this seems to like have a root source on top of multiple tragedies, like all of like his relationship with Claudia, his relationship with Lestat, and how everything falls apart with those. But it's just this thing that he carries around because of how much both of those meant. And it just poisons the well for this, or at least not poisons it completely, but makes it very, very difficult. And it makes Armand seem like he's got infinite patience right now, at least, having to deal with these fits, to deal with this broken person. Because at the end of the day, that's what Louis is. He's a broken person who he wouldn't be in this position or lashing out this way if he didn't feel things so intensely as well. And that's one of the things that separated him so much from Lestat in a lot of ways, that he felt so much, and not just for him, but the people around him and in his life in a way that was very different than the rest of them. Like he longed forever for that family he just kept losing over the course of his life, from his brother to his mother to his sister, to inevitably being trapped with only them being the only ones there throughout a majority of his life, and how much that meant to him on top of the whole birth and creation of it all. The first time he really became himself in any kind of way, or the only self he could be at the time, and then just like the eternal loop of that all And Danger's like, what are you talking about? You're bitching and moaning about immortality. It's all the things that people like me have been craving all our lives, and you want to just throw it all away? Claudia, I don't know, just like not really treating it with the reverence that he has for it, because it's like eternal life means nothing to him really when it's marred and infected with all of this negativity or these warring, battling, conflicting emotions that he's stuck with. It's interesting.
Let me ask you a really loaded question, Louis. And then what? Sidestep the big picture. Get the story straight first.
Yeah. We'll worry about the lesson or the overview after we get the events down.
The boy's blood flowed that way. We should fix that before we sell. The fascinating boy. He's fine.
Oh.
Don't.
Oh, he's fine. You're fine. Fine.
Oh, look at his eyes. Oh, they're vibrating.
I can remember a few things. Like,
He's just...
there's someone else there.
Oh, yeah, who was that?
A neighbor saw you while he was taking out the trash. I had to chase him down.
Oh, lovely.
Floor slants slightly north. The boy's blood flowed that way.
Meaning, what more than that?
I can see him walking out of the bedroom. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Yeah, this feels like one of those things where, again, I'm trying to fill in the blanks right now, that after yet another outburst like this, Armand also is probably, this isn't the first, meaningless word. Probably because this is not the first time he's, like you said, had to clean up his messes, his impulsive little outbursts and decisions, and he's just the dutiful one here, and maybe he's just finally snapping, or this is just their cyclical, toxic back and forth since they left Paris. I don't know.
He ejects the tape, flips it over, and presses play.
Oh.
The greatest loss to Lestat because they stood on the threshold of maximum possibility.
Rest.
Lestat didn't understand this himself.
It's always about Lestat. And this goes back to what I was talking about before too, in a lot of ways, in the way that Louis, in a way to manifest him or kind of keep him lingering around, has involuntarily and subconsciously started replicating some of the things Lestat might do. The way he kind of steps out with this boy is maybe like an Antoinette situation as well. Like when they're no longer fulfilling, or Armand's no longer fulfilling, and he was maybe going to do something or has done something before, and Armand just kind of like lets it go. I don't know. But like there's a lot of things that like, and it's true of him as well, but like the things of Lestat and his, his behaviors, or his, what do you want to call it? I don't know. It's almost like an emulation from their time together. This imprint of him, like even him, like what he's doing, why he sought him out, why he intrigued him. He was like, he targeted him because he was like Lestat would have targeted him almost in a way. He would have been a favorite toy of Lestat if Lestat was around. So it was another way he can't let him go. He's always there. He's always a third in their relationship to this day.
You held Louis's attention. He confessed his innermost secrets to you.
I wanted drugs.
Was he jealous?
128 boys he's brought here.
He said 5.
And you're the first he didn't consummate and drain.
Oh.
I could be on my knees in a second.
Vera?
She's a single mother. That's all bullshit.
An instinct to self-efface. Is that what makes you fascinating?
Yeah, he's like, why are you different?
You're going to teach me how to be fascinating.
Oh, wait, what?
In middle school, you stole your dad's Playboy magazines, sold them at recess.
Oh my God, he's so fucking over it, man. I think like when it meant nothing up until this point, maybe it didn't hurt as bad, but this one time where he was like, you're telling this guy all of your secrets, you're just spilling your guts, you didn't even do the thing, you did this, you're treating him as something, like why is he getting that and not me? It's like he's opening your secrets in a way he wouldn't talk to me about anything. Like, why are you that special? So now he's also in this degradatory way, like reading through all of these things. He's like, why are you special? Is it that? Is it this fucked up thing? Is it that fucked up thing? Is this fucked up thing? How do I get his attention the way that somebody like you does? It's just like, what?
Louis thinks I'm boring.
Charlie, where's my plan?
Do you find me boring?
No.
Do you want to hear my story?
Yes.
My first memory.
Oh.
I'm being run down by slavers in Delhi. My second, an eager black hole. I'll keep digging. Not hopeful there's much more to you, Daniel, other than a hole.
One that just consumes and consumes and consumes. Ah! Wow.
Halfway through, I tried to go to the bathroom. He'd locked me in. I was the one being interviewed. I don't know. No point. Other than
observation.
fuck your boyfriend. Spiro Agnew.
Daniel.
Oh. Wait. So while
President Spiro T. Agnew,
yeah.
and jury over the vice president's allegedly receiving.
Oh, what the fuck?
Your boyfriend was in a trance of some sort.
I won't tell you why.
I don't know, I can't.
Lunch is almost over. Try.
I won't say where.
You fucking try. You were there.
Oh, wait. Is he like a double agent for this like organization? Because
You're in the
this
chair. The TV is
he's
on.
trying to like help him fucking spark something. Oh wait, is he like the notes? Is it the stuff from the group? Is he like a double agent? Is he working for or with the people that are trying to also recruit Daniel? Or is this something else? Maybe some other vampires he's in. Obviously, it's got to be a vampire in the way that he's communicating. Maybe it's another coven. Maybe it is the coven. Maybe it is, I don't know. Armand's hiding something.
Armand, put me in the coffin.
Take the maximum price they have. Stay is for directive.
Rest.
What is this about, man? What is going on?
Did I catch you in a fantasy where the boy somehow fumbles his way to publication, reads your nasty embellishments, and comes chasing after you again?
Oh, is that what he thinks? Is that what he's doing? Huh. I mean, we talked about it before. The way he's talking about everything in retrospect now versus the way they talked about it and the way they described him talking about it before painted a very much so a picture like this, where he's posturing, where he's insulting, where he's degradatory, where he's belittling about everything. You know, he's attacking Lestat with every word rather than being, I would say, more truthful in the way he's telling the story now, you know, being more vulnerable in the way that he is. Like he's trying to take power away from Lestat in that original interview as this kind of middle finger to everything that came before. He's lashing out. And again, Armand is just kind of like sitting back, just like, God damn it. Is it ever going to be about me?
If you wanted to escape from this prison of empathy, all you had to do was ask Louis. I know where he is.
Oh, wait.
I found his voice among the many.
No.
I told him I was with you.
Oh, that's who he was talking to? So confirmation he's alive, which, okay. How?
I told him you were thinking of him again. He's waiting for you. This is your chance, Louis. I am your maker's voice. Louis.
Wow.
Mon cher.
So you want his attention so bad here.
You wanted to say something to me.
I love you, Louis.
Oh.
Tell him I love him, Armand.
That's fucked up.
Tell him, Armand. Louis? Louis!
Let him drift away because that's so fucked up.
There's nothing more.
You left me for death. Will I be on suicide watch for the next 1,000 years?
Yeah.
Have I atoned for my part of Paris? Have I crawled an inch forward? Or am I a reminder of the worst of it?
Did something happen to Claudia during this entire thing? I mean, I kind of expected something might. I didn't really figure she'd maybe still be out here. Maybe she went down with the coven.
I'll finish cleaning up.
maybe that's part of the cycle too, is he blames him in some part for maybe something that happened to her. And that's what's creating this cycle.
Rest now.
A bunch of words, but it started with rest.
Rest. And then?
And then what?
And now here I am, and you can rest.
Stop. Armand.
He's gonna drain him.
I'm cleaning up the mess.
But I need this one to live as a testament to our companionship of its and George.
Oh.
This boy to live out the night.
Are you asking, Maître?
I'm not asking.
He's telling? What? What? Is Armand the only one that remembers everything? It seems like.
Listen as though I'm the voice of God or an angel talking to you. You're a bright young reporter with a point of view.
Is that okay?
If things ever get bad again, these are the words you'll hear in your mind. These words will hold you up and carry you. They are your lifeline.
Thing to keep him going.
Everyone scrambled, but I stuck around, watched him burn. What always confused me was that he said those words to me, and he was already all burnt up.
Ooh, yeah.
But I didn't.
Nope.
Because it was you.
Mm-hmm. Wow, dude.
I destroyed 2 marriages, but I stayed a journalist. I was never so lost.
He bit you.
You bit me.
You blacked out.
And covered it all up. Or at least muddied it.
But you remember right up until when you bit me, and then both our memories cut out. Same precise edit on 2 brains.
Saying it was manufactured. And we're back. Ooh, it's just getting good. It's already been. Whoa, what is that? Oh.
He made it all the way to Burj Khalifa.
Damn.
How's Paris?
Oh, we paused Paris, reminisced about San Francisco.
Ooh.
It started with Daniel. He asked why you saved him in 1973.
I could see you were partial to him. I preserve your happiness even when you don't or can't.
That is the script.
Daniel might prove fruitful in later times.
Shit! Fuck off! Oh, so it wasn't as simple as clean as well, none of it was simple or clean. It was messy as fuck and complicated. But even more so by the end of it all, the cover-up, the dual cover-up on both of their minds, the same edit, the same move. The implication being, or at least the implication I'm receiving, is that even after all of that they now just collectively remembered, some part of this, some part of all of this memory manipulation on both of them was an intervention by Armand. For good purpose? For selfish purpose? For what end? Oh, so good. Holy shit. This might be my favorite episode so far. I mean, I don't know. That's a toughie. Yeah, it might be. This one was insane. The way they had to like work around their own memory gaps, and the way that once Armand went off to go do his little feeding ritual, gave us some alone time, and the files that Daniel was provided by this group, and then his own burning questions, especially about all the things that he keeps remembering, and now with Armand no longer hovering over them all, he's finally felt prompted to really dive into what he really wants to dive into, what's been itching in the back of his mind this entire time, is that relationship. Is what happened that night, is what he can't remember and why he didn't remember Armand until now. And then everything that came between all of that. But yeah, the toxic dance of Armand and Louis' relationship is a very familiar one. Like Louis not being able to fully let go of anybody that came before, and Armand being this person that can never live up to, no matter how much Louis spouts all this hatred, all this kind of stuff, even as he's saying all this stuff to this reporter who he's like, he wants Lestat to find it. He wants him to see those words and read it out there, see it at a bookstore. That's why this all came to be, or at least started the first time around. Then does that mean this time around it's the opposite? It's a calling, or is it just the truth? Is it just absolution? You know, but at the same time, is it Louis also punishing Armand, even maybe subconsciously or willfully, for whatever he kind of maybe associates with him, with whatever happened in Paris? Did they do something? Did he do something? We know the theater burns down. We know that the Coven would kill Claudia if they knew more about her than they did, and maybe they're going to find that out, especially since there's already kind of a coup in place. I mean, that's where we left off in Paris, was that Santiago was fishing for information and was going rogue, kind of taking the Coven under his own wing. I mean, they were calling him mates here as well. So, like, I don't know. Is it like a cause and effect, a trickle down? Did he have any direct involvement in whatever Claudia's fate may be? Or is it just he's just kind of catching strays by association? I don't know. We don't have that information yet. We don't know what happened that night. That answer has not been provided just yet. But either way, it's another thing that just makes it difficult in the relationship. While, you know, he can never be Lestat, or he can never hold the place in Louis' heart that Lestat does. Even if it's not love, it's the vitriol. And it's hard for him to find room in there when it's competing with this memory, this ghost of Lestat, who was always there in their courting, like the courtship rituals when they were meeting each other and getting to know each other. He was always a third in that relationship up until a point. And he never really left. And then there's also the Claudia of it all. Like, Armand feels like he can never, as much as he loves Louis, he can never fill that or live up to either one of those roles. And that eats away at a person. And then he starts lashing out and doing this, then the other. And it just exacerbates the whole response with Armand retaliating in his own kind of way. I don't know. It's just this toxic feedback loop that seems to have developed. And he's like, fifth boy that you brought here, more like 100 and whatever the fuck he said that he's brought back here. But you're the first one he didn't kill. He didn't drain. He didn't consummate. You know, he's the first one that he started opening up. And it's another thing too, started opening up to him about things that he won't share with Armand either. And then learning that some underlying subconscious or, again, premeditated scheme is to get those words to be maybe published so that Lestat might see them. Because he can't stop thinking about him, no matter how much he tries to get away from him, and how much he himself is also in some way kind of parroting how Lestat treated him at times. It's a fascinating trek down the damage that can be caused by these types of harbored emotions and these deeply rooted, deeply toxic and infecting kind of relationships. Because it's this duality of love and hatred, and it blends together in this concoction that no matter what, it just stays with you forever. And like it has seemingly done, poisoned the well. But there's also like something else that Armand's kind of seemingly holding back. The fact that he reached out, he's like, fine, you want to talk to him so bad? Let me call him. I actually found him in the sea of voices. He's out there. Like, up until this point, it was kind of up in the air whether or not Lestat had survived. Season 1 ended with the implication that they knew he survived, or that Louis intended for him to survive, set it up so that he would survive. Throughout the early onset of the season, though, Louis has been acting like he's not sure. Because we saw that image of him getting out of the coffin, getting free, whatever. You know, that the internal lockings or whatever when he was being dumped off in the city dump. You know, the implication was there at the end of season 1 that he survived. And then that was premeditated. And then throughout this season, it seems like no one knew whether he was out there or not. And they did seemingly just think maybe he was dead. So that we got this weird, like, is he not? And they're just like, okay, we're going with what happened at the end of the season. For whatever reason, maybe for us or for Louis, he was just trying to not think about it. I don't know. It's been a little weird about how they've kind of talked about that up until this point, but he's out there and they played this like this moderator kind of thing here. He's like, once he heard that Louis was hurt, the concern on Lestat's lips and his voice, and he was like, tell him I love him. What a thing to have to say in that situation. And he didn't, because that's the thing that's causing the problem right now is Louis somewhere in there, no matter how much negativity he spews, still loves Lestat. I mean, it's what almost upended their entire plan in season 1. And well, I mean, he technically did, since he managed to not kill him and he listened to Claudia. Dude would be ash by the end of it all, and this wouldn't be happening, but he didn't. He fell and he broke, he crumbled, he caved, and he's out there running amok. And he was trying to do that, and it just like did not relay those words, let it fall on deaf ears, and he channeled him out. And then he did what he did with their memories, you know, just trying to understand why him, why you, why that, figure out why any of this is happening. And having to be the guy that like cleans up all these messes over and over and over again. I'm sure some level or some resentment, no matter how much love and adoration is there, is boiling up. Maybe some kind of same or similar. Maybe he's the new Louis in this situation, conspiring reluctantly behind his back in some way or another. I don't know. I don't know, man. I feel for them both in very different ways during this. And this, the vulnerability with Daniel here too. And also the way he's like, man, I kept being a journalist because of those words, because of that push, because of that motivation. You know, I lived out that life, and what more destruction did I wrought pursuing it just to get back here again. Interesting perspective as well. All right, we got a lot of comments for this one, so let's head over to Patreon. Kimmy Stanton. Oh no, I missed it. This is my favorite episode in the entire show. Cannot wait to see your reaction. Well, I'm recording this a tad bit late, so I probably would have caught it had I been otherwise. But then we have Black Valeria. Hey, beloved, are you going to be? Am I going to do Talamasca season 1 and Queen of the Damned movie prior to the Lestat premiere? No, no, I am. I definitely will not have the time to do either one of those things. Hell, we'll still be editing this while Lestat is actually coming out. So, yeah, I definitely will not be able to get into the weeds on any of those other elements. I mean, is the Talamasca show required viewing? I hope not. Because that might pose a little bit of a problem then. We got Elena. As others have said, this is one of my favorite episodes. I've rewatched this so many times. I have the fight memorized. I find the Louis-Armand relationship to be one of the most interesting, both in the show and in the books, and I just love seeing the cracks in the walls. I agree. How does this episode change your opinions on Louis and Armand? Louis especially has spent the last 2 seasons showing how he is a restrained vampire in control of his instincts, so I really enjoyed seeing the parts of himself he tries to hide. Exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of that he tries to keep under wraps, a lot of these things that he tries to front and project. But he has his moments. He has these outbursts, these little moments where he loses control or indulges himself. I related it to, not in the same way, but it's like it's a lot of the same or similar behaviors he presented when he was with Lestat, but it's more or less like Lestat in this way. Like Armand is no longer enough. You know, he goes off, he gallivants, he has his fun. And then this one caught his eye, and Daniel was almost his Antoinette of sorts. Not exactly, but like it's interesting how through this cycle of like loathing and hatred and love, Louis has kind of started to perpetuate that again for Armand, as like the stuff that Lestat did to some degree in his pursuit and his loathing and hatred of that other person, just made it consume his life, emulated some of these behaviors, so much so in his infatuation with the arts of humanity as a way. I mean, maybe that whole thing with photography with Paris and this kind of stuff was some subconscious way of getting into Lestat's head a little bit. I mean, it subconsciously led him to a theater that was founded by the fucker. It's real interesting how all that goes about. And Lestat finds himself seduced by Lestat, and then Lestat's thrall, who then he still allows to take this position above him all. It's just like he keeps this cycling as well on a different front. Like whether it's his slave owner, whether it's his pimp, whether it's his Lestat, or whether it's now Louis, he just kind of like bites the bullet. And I don't know. It's just he has his own kind of vicious cycle when it comes to the types of relationships or positions in relationships he winds up in. It's one thing to be like a career submissive. I mean, because that's just a lot of ways that a lot of people will lean, but there's a little bit more to it, I think, with him than just simply that's his preferred role. It's almost as if the only one that's allotted to him, but almost to the point where, like he said, he doesn't like leading either. He's handed over leadership. He wanted to get out of the coven to begin with, so having Santiago take it over and then having Louis become his own coven leader, he doesn't like being in charge, but at the same time, he being a continual walking carpet. He can front, though. When he fronts, he's got power. That's the thing. He's got a lot of power, but he doesn't wield it unless he has to, or whatever, for the most part, in some ways. So I find that very, very interesting. He's always there, and then it found its way back to Lestat and this just fucking burden. I sympathize with both of them, even though we don't currently have all of the intel behind Armand and what he's thinking, what he's going through. But like from the way this was presented, I sympathize with literally everybody involved in all of this. It shows the messy dance that life can be sometimes. The chaos of it all, the self-destructive nature of it all. As much as they're like Daniel is like, again, like he's teeming with potential. A prime target that Lestat would have loved to reap, because he's stripping the world of that potential. It's that weird fucked up thing he likes to do when he's hunting. And, he kind of cherished that a little bit. And he, on the other hand, was like, you got immortality, you got this, that, the other. And they're like longing for rest, for silence, but they can't give themselves to it either. And then Louis' attempt to take himself out by going to the rooftop because of this stuff. And then Armand's feeling about that and being stuck in the middle of all this chaos. It's gotta be exhausting emotionally. I don't know, dude. Holy fuck, man. It's wildly complex. Next up, Tammy. I've been waiting for you to get to this episode. I'm sure you can see why it's a fan favorite now, but every episode from now until the end of the season is absolutely amazing. I think this episode does a really good job peeling back the layers on our characters. Does what you see in this episode make you feel more sympathy for any of them, or does it make you dislike any of them more? And yes, sometimes it can do both for the same character. Or if you've already kind of answered that in the response of other questions, what did you learn in this episode that most surprised you? I do feel like at the same time, it showed a lot of what I think Armand has been trying to not let shine through is those negative attributes of Louis. I think he's been shielding Louis from that, and I think he's shielding Daniel from learning about how unhinged and erratic sometimes Louis can be. I think he was trying to protect Louis, like he said, whether to the service of himself or them as a couple or them as a species. I don't really necessarily know just yet, but there's been a lot of like skirting the truth and flowering things a little bit in a very different way than the first time around, for a very different reason. But I get why everybody is doing what they're doing. I get why Armand's defensive the way he is. I get why he's doing what he's doing. I get why he's being upset in the way that he is. And same with Louis. Like, I understand, and it sucks. It sucks. And seeing him like be in this pit of despair, and for how many decades that he's been repeating this cycle, and Armand's been dealing with it after whatever happened in Paris. Like, I've made my guesses, and the way that he's burying that sin, like, it's like when somebody does something, slights you, and they try to work their asses off for ever and ever to make up for it, but some part of you will always remember and will always remind them of it in one way or the other. And you got that for Armand, you got Lestat for him, and it's just this vicious cycle, man. I think what surprised me, I guess, the most in this episode, though, on the other front, is I don't think I learned anything that necessarily made me dislike any of them, though, I'll say. Because I haven't disliked any of these characters yet. It does make me sympathize more with any of them, even through their faults. Because it's a lot of it's like externally afflicted by their experiences, their lives, and all this kind of stuff, and how that has shaped and formed who they are, more than I think they're at fault for it by just sheer nature of who they are. At least not right now that I'm thinking. But as far as the thing that most shocked me in this to learn, I guess, was like really just how that whole interview played out. What the intent was, what was going on, the actual purpose, perceived purpose of it for the whole Lestat reveal as well. I think that was the thing. I really didn't have a good frame of mind of what that was going to look like until we got really into the woods on it. Now it's just like, why? What is Armand hiding from the two of them now is what I want to know. Astrid Wilkstrom, I've been seeing a lot of others saying this as well, but this is my favorite episode of the series so far. We'll see if season 3 tops it. I quite enjoy seeing the two different Daniels interact with Louis, even though they are clearly attracted to each other. I've always felt like they had a platonic friendship that Louis doesn't really have with any of the other men in his life. He can't help but feel a little fond of Daniel. This episode is the one where Armand becomes my favorite character. He's so intimidating in this whole episode, and then he's all nice and sweet at the end, so very creepy. You can't fool us. Do you have an opinion on Armand, Louis versus Lestat, Louis relationship, or the characters as individuals now that we have seen a bit more of Armand? I mean, right now, I don't know if he's got some ulterior motive for everything that he's cooked up, or his own kind of like maybe petty vengeance that he's kind of plotted or slipped in through whatever this mind editing that he's done has been. But Armand is quickly becoming my most fascinating character. I mean, my favorite character up at this point has been Claudia. Armand is creeping up there right now, man. He's very interesting. The thing is, he's the most powerful vampire we've seen. He's more powerful than Lestat. He's older than Lestat. He's got all of this power and all this at his fingertips, but he doesn't like being in charge. He doesn't like using it. It seems like, unless he has to. I mean, that's even what he said. He doesn't like using his powers against the Coven unless they really make him have to do it. Like when there was that outburst when they were out at lunch or whatever, that one episode. And that's the thing about him. He's got so much power, yet he prefers to be in the arms of someone else, to be at the behest of someone else. He doesn't like to lead, which is interesting. But at the same time, it keeps him cycled into these relationships that are not fulfilling. he gets very close and then he gets hurt. Lestat left him before he could get real. And then he's here with Louis, who hasn't let go of Lestat, who's still hanging on to Lestat. He's forced to remember the first guy that he also loved that left him. And it's just this fucking toxic feedback loop that keeps eating away and eroding to both of them. But he does care for Louis. And it's just... what is his breaking point going to be? Has he exceeded it? Has he passed it already? Or has he not yet? I think that's kind of the interesting question right now. And I think I talked about the Armand Louis and Lestat Louis relationships up until this, before I started going to the Patreon questions a little bit. I don't really know what else to really kind of dive into that more deeply than I already have. But Armand is a deeply interesting character. Every time he's on screen, man, he just commands it, I think. Then we got Catherine Thurmond. I've been looking forward to you watching this episode since you started the show. I love it, even if it's messed up. Sorry for the lack of commenting, but I didn't have any great questions for you or fun facts, so I felt lame leaving anything otherwise. No, never feel like, even if it's just like a acknowledgement, a comment, something you liked about the episode, perfectly fine. Otherwise, but I do have a couple fun facts for this episode. So, number one, this episode was the first episode they filmed for the season to give Delaney more time to prepare for Claudia, because she got cast a couple weeks before they were set to start filming. Ooh, that's interesting. I did not know that little tidbit. Makes sense, though, giving her a little more time to get comfortable, get to know her character, get prepped up, especially considering she's going to be filling in a role that somebody else was doing previously. Need to give her that time to get comfortable and acclimated. Good tactic, it seems. Assad said that this episode helped him understand Armand more and helped him get into character. I totally understand that. Knowing this frames so much of the previous episodes in a very different light now. And more we unpack Armand, I think we'll continue to do that as well. Luke Brandon Field actually hung out with Eric and watched him on set of Daniel's movements, mannerisms, and attitude while figuring out the slight differences he could do to say this is the younger Daniel. Anyway, he's doing a really good job in the way that he talks and carries himself. He did a pretty damn good job. Anyway, hope you found these interesting. Been loving your reactions and insights to the show. I very much so did. Thank you for commenting, Catherine. Let's see. And we got next up, Nightcrawler 247. Hey, you finally made it to my favorite episode. No, that sounds weird given how sad it is, but I truly think this is one of the most well-written things we've seen in a long time. Like I said, I even think this is my favorite episode of the show so far. And you're not alone. If we could open up for a second, I grew up in a pretty verbally abusive household. Don't worry, I'm fine. And as a result, I often find TV fights lackluster and hard to empathize with the pain of it. I always think that wasn't that bad. I think this is one of the few scenes I've seen that walked that line perfectly. Oh my God, how could you say that? Without feeling unrealistically bad or too vague in wording to be viewed as hurtful. It came off as extremely impactful for me, or any show that can make me feel so strongly, negatively, or positively truly deserves my respect. Too long didn't read. I love this episode because it made me feel bad. I mean, kind of the gist of it. Or that it portrayed it accurately enough to like even challenge somebody who's lived through something similar. I've seen it. I've heard it. I know people that have gone through similar things. I know that fight. I know that toxic back and forth. And I think they did portray it very well despite all the heightened circumstances. Also, you mentioned last episode you feel how you feel what the version of Armand is, the masks or not. And just to add my 2 cents, I think neither is. I think that he's just a complicated character and that he's genuine in his vulnerability with Louis, but that he's still a hard ass of a coven leader at the same time. I'm kind of getting that. Again, it goes back to the fact that he would prefer vulnerability. He would prefer warmth. He would prefer compassion. But motherfucker's carrying a loaded rocket launcher when it comes to like the power he's carrying around. So when he's pushed, when he's tested, he's not one to fuck with. And that's the fun thing about it so far. And that's the thing, like where he's riding that line about where and how to be vulnerable. I think that's one of or part of the reason why sometimes it's kind of wondering like, what's going on in that head, man? Especially when they were doing their like whole back and forth recording. Fun fact, no fun fact this time because I ran out of spoiler-free ideas for now. Good enough. Thank you for sharing your own little experience, though. I appreciate that. And then finally, we got Valentine. This is my favorite episode of season 2, maybe my favorite overall. I've watched it countless times, and every rewatch makes me notice some new detail that endears me to one side or the other. Honestly, flip-flop constantly on whose side I'm on. When I first watched it, I was firmly on Louis' side. Armand is a freak and does genuinely monstrous things. But when I rewatched it, I found myself feeling deeply sad for Armand, especially during the moment with Daniel where Louis finds me boring. Do you find me boring? Or do you find I'm boring? His face, heartbreakingly, truly the patron saint of girl features. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's he wants so badly to be held in high regard, and he is. But he's still like third best. He's still ranked third in Louis' heart. And even the fact that he was about to confide in this stranger they just met at this bar made him feel even more boring or plain or whatever. Yeah, it's just like, it's the chaos that Louis started to kind of feed upon. And like, Armand's not that guy. He's got his weird little rituals. He's still a vampire for as long. He's been a vampire way longer than Louis. But like compared to Lestat, compared to Claudia, yeah, he's a little bit of just kind of like fucking, he's just kind of standard in a lot of ways. He's not like out there trying to like live it up, hype it up, do anything crazy. I don't know. I get what he's saying and what he's getting at, but how that makes him feel is that's not something I've heard that. I've been told I've been boring by a partner before. It doesn't feel good. Even if you feel that way, I heard it out loud said at a time. So like, it's not even like a perception, a feeling, a vibe that I'm the boring one. It was like, nah, you're pretty boring. And I was like, all right, thank you, I guess. So like, it's a shitty feeling, especially when you're always playing runner up to some ghost that's haunting your relationship, whether it's in a good or negative way. Both are equally exhausting. With every rewatch after that, I somehow end up feeling both emotions at the same time rather than asking whose side are you on. I think it's a more interesting question. Do you think their pasts show up in this fight, if at all? Yes. I mean, literally, all of this is happening with Louis because he's spiraling literally because of his past. And I think the thing that keeps Armand suffering through it, even gritting his teeth through it all, is his. Like, he was captured, chased, caught down, raised a slave, raised in a pleasure house. Even once he became a vampire and taking charge of all this, he still finds himself more comfortable in roles where he's not in charge. He's been groomed to be uncomfortable being in charge, or at least in the past he has been. Don't know if he's got something cooking up behind the scenes right now, or maybe there's always been something going on, but that's the vibe I get right now. And then Lestat is literally a walking specter of Louis' past that will not leave them alone. Same with Claudia now too. Whatever that is, whatever that happened in Paris, it's infected them. Like that gap, that loss, and everything too that led up before that with his own family and then his need for that, they became that, they filling, and then he lost them all again. And it's just like, how do you even replace that a second time? Yeah, I feel like a lot of that is what's coloring a lot of their behaviors right now. And this is just the first time we've seen Louis really express himself in a negative light, because we're finally not getting the we're still not getting the edited down version of the story that's cutting out any of those moments. Or maybe they hasn't been cut out. Maybe that's something that happened after the Paris, after things got spiraling more and more, after whatever it is that made them finally leave, and whatever happened in the theater. That might have been what further poisoned the well, because as we saw before that happened, he said his goodbye to the ghost of Lestat, dressed him up nice and neat in his favorite thing, and then said goodbye. He faded away from his mind. But clearly, whatever happened after the fact or in the long years since then, it's resurfaced. in a maybe a rubber banded in a more intense way, rebounded in a more intense way, came back stronger than before. I don't know, like, because that's the thing that's bothering Armand the most is listening to that tape and how many times he's said Lestat's name or Claudia's name, and you know how much that's the fixation of the story. All of it is that. So little next on the grand scheme of everything, so little of what is talked about is going to be Armand. Even when we get to his era of it, it still all somehow cycles back to one of those two. And now in their present day life, or in the 70s when they met Daniel, it's still all about those two. Like it sucks, man, for everybody. Yeah. I can't really choose a side because I feel for everybody. And it's not like, I don't know that one person is doing a more fucked up thing than the other. Because like a vicious cycle of Louis constant torturing, like all these different people that he brings back here, bones and then drains, makes Armand clean it all up because he's high or drunk or God knows what. And Armand's just kind of grinning his teeth and just going through it all until this night when something was a little bit different. Somebody wasn't just meat for a night, but seemed to be getting a vulnerable side of Louis he can't even get anymore. And that irritated the shit out of him. And then the way that he started really kind of poking the bear and like really kind of getting at them both in this one too is like, is lashing out of a lot of pent up frustration for sure. Interesting episode, man. I'm going to stop there because I think it will just kind of be here all night rambling through all this back and forth. But fascinating, amazing episode. Guys, what did you think? How did you feel after you watched this episode? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If it did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already. Remember, if you want to see the full length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out Lily Chan's son, Kiana Chanel, McGreg, Angela Burr, Calvin Brindley, CP Bastard, Theodore Wolf, Ari Coyote, Ty London, Nix Mauricio. Thank you guys so much for becoming saviors in the channel, help sponsors, support the rescues them, and take care of here at the office. You guys have been a tremendous help with all that. Thank you guys so much. And as always, I want to shout out our channel legends. You and the patrons allow us to do so much of what we do over here. You know, getting help with the editing, getting help with the copyright claims, and just generally just being a massive support structure for the channel. So we can keep bringing this stuff to you guys here on YouTube as much as we can. Because without y'all, we wouldn't be here. But that's just video, guys. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.